Asia Times, 12th of July 2023, Chinese Belt and Road offers Bangladesh a very low risk-benefit. Bangladesh is a valuable target for Chinese influence. It was the subject of debt trap diplomacy up until the construction of the Brahmaputra Dam, which would exert water pressure on Bangladesh. China has been Bangladesh's largest trading partner and one of its top donors of development aid in recent years. The two parties have been in a strategic partnership since 2016. Bangladesh joined China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and 150 other nations. Since then, 9 Belt and Road projects have been approved, including the Dasherkandi sewage treatment plant, the Padma Rail Link, and the Bangabandhu tunnel under the Karnaphuli River. 6 more projects are either in progress or are waiting to get started, while these 3 are almost finished. China offers development financing in various ways, including public-private partnerships and high-interest soft loans, in addition to the Belt and Road Initiative. In the past 8 years, there has been an explosion of Chinese projects around the nation due to Bangladesh's gracious acceptance of these loans and projects. As critics drew comparisons between the Hambantota Port lease deal in Sri Lanka and the relationship, the specter of a debt trap hung over it. However, Bangladesh has disproved the myth thanks to Dhaka's drive for sustainable infrastructure. Even though Bangladesh is determined to maintain its impartial position amid the superpower rivalry, the US perceives Bangladesh as a China-tilting country due to its growing commercial and financial ties with China. Despite concerns about falling into a debt trap, BRI and other Chinese projects have had a short-term net positive impact on Bangladesh. Note: to calculate the net benefit, add all uses and remove the total project expenses. In contrast to the relative measure supplied by a benefit-to-cost ratio, which in today's neoclassical economics may be the more widely used method of judging success and failure, the net benefit provides an absolute measure of advantages. I am unaware of any quantitative analysis focusing primarily on Bangladesh's Belt and Road projects, even though the net benefit is typically expressed as a crunched figure, i.e. a specific sum of money. Here, I use the phrase qualitatively and briefly summarize the concept. In Bangladesh, money is the input, but there are many different outputs that, in my opinion, are objectively much higher. I contend that there has been a net gain in this regard. Although Bangladesh's infrastructure program is necessary, it should have been internally funded. For the past 10 years, Bangladesh's national policy has been centered on creating physical infrastructure to improve connectivity. With a quickly rising economy, the riverine nation identified infrastructure improvement as a socio-cultural and economic expansion requirement. It was challenging for Bangladesh to develop its economic activity outside the capital and coastal region without sufficient infrastructure. For instance, the North Bengal and Northwest region lacked adequate logistical infrastructure and the easy connection necessary for industrialization. To address the gaps, development financing was required. But before China's arrival, the existing development finance market would notice the necessary capital for several projects valued at billions of dollars. Bangladesh's request aligned with China's desire to advance its geo-economic goals through the Belt and Road Initiative. Consider the new benefit that resulted from the Dasherkandi treatment plant's Belt and Road funding. As in many impoverished nations, household garbage and rainwater were mingled in crude systems that were offensive and seriously harmful to human health. Before they reach water bodies, where the water is again collected, treated, and given for domestic use, the modern treatment plants now clean up these contaminated waters. In addition to Dasherkandi, which I have seen, Dhaka has a second Chinese wastewater treatment facility. If not priceless, the benefit of possessing them is undoubtedly worth more than Bangladesh's expense. The country also gains from other projects that China has supported or funded. The Padma Bridge, the first independently funded project in the nation built by Chinese engineers with Chinese technology, is already helping Bangladesh's north and northwest. It has considerably cut transportation lines and connected these areas directly to Dhaka's metropolis. The economy is already growing, and the circular economy, sharing, renting, reusing, repairing, renovating, and recycling, is also geographically expanding. Additionally, the bridge has substantially lowered the load on interior waterways, which is advantageous to commercial carriers. It is astounding that a high-priced single bridge is thought to have raised the GDP of the entire country by 1% and decreased poverty at the national level by 0.84%. Bangladesh gains from other Chinese-funded or assisted initiatives since they support the nation's efforts to restructure the circular economy and meet energy needs. The Belt and Road and other Chinese initiatives also introduce subpar technologies to the nation. Consider the Bangabandhu tunnel project, which uses a tunnel boring machine for the first time in Bangladesh beneath the Karnaphuli River. The British developed over 50-year-old technology to build the Channel Tunnel to France. Additionally, it was the first time underwater excavation was done in the nation. Bangladesh will use the technology for the underground portion of the nation's first metro line since the country already owns low-quality Chinese tunnel boring equipment. Belt and Road initiatives do not assist the nation by boosting connectivity and cross-border trade, nor do they reform and expand the circular economy or grow the total economy. The unexpected increase in Chinese funding in Bangladesh since 2016 has caught the U.S.'s attention, even though Belt and Road initiatives are improving living conditions and the economy. Despite Dhaka's valiant efforts to keep an equal balance among the superpowers, Washington views Bangladesh as a China-leaning nation. Equalizing the odds in geopolitical factors, determining the economic sustainability of initiatives, and adhering to sustainable financing are the keys to preventing excessive expenses and falling into a debt trap. Bangladesh has demonstrated caution in these areas by abandoning or rejecting several proposed debt-trapping projects that might not be economically viable and only choosing vital projects that address its infra shortage without favoring one superpower over another.